Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today I'm joined by Trey Pemberton from the death metal band Creeping Death. How you doing today, Trey?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. We're actually just coming up to the release of the new album. Are you excited to get it out?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. It's been a long time coming. Lots of hard work, and it'll feel good to finally just like put it out and not just be like, oh, it's gonna be out like later. It's gonna be out later. Like just gets old like doing that because it's been recorded since last like July. It's like we finished it. So
So, Boundless Domain, name of the new album. It is out on the 16th. So, by the time this goes out, probably about a week away, not too long. And then you guys go out on essentially two tours through the US.
mhm.
Which songs are you most excited to play on that tour?
Probably the title track. I'm very excited to play that, and the Common Breed. Definitely super excited to play that track. It's one of my those are my two like favorite tracks off the new album, so should be fun.
Speaking of the common breed, um, I mean, that one is obviously a single. It so far is already sitting at about 28,000 listens on Spotify. That's pretty crazy numbers considering. I guess
Yeah,
you guys
less
have
than a month, I
just,
guess.
yeah, yeah. So you guys have just had some crazy following and some crazy feedback, I presume, for everything coming for this new album.
Yeah, it's been pretty nice. People have been saying a lot of kind words so far.
And then obviously the newest single has Corpse Grinder on it.
The that was the first single we released in
First
in
single has
March.
Corpse Grinder on
Y-
it.
Yeah, yeah, intestinal rap.
I mean, what was it like getting to pull on, I mean, the most well-known death metal vocalist for a song?
It was sick. It came together really like super easily. Our management was just like, "Would you guys be interested on having Corpse Grinder for a track? And which track would it be?" And we were all immediately like, yeah, this one, like this track right here." Like it was pretty much unanimous, and it took us 2 seconds. So from the time that they hit us up to saying yes and him confirming was probably like, less than 3 days. So it was pretty cool. It came together pretty quick. We were already in the studio, so he just recorded it like at his studio in Florida, I think. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Came together pretty easily.
So when it came to writing that song, did you already have an idea of having a guest, or did you just kind of feel like this is the part that would work?
Yeah, no, we definitely don't write with the plan on having like guest parts at all. It's just we've never actually had one. This is our first one ever. So um, we just it was just like the vibe of the song, really. That's kind of like how we chose. It was the most gory lyrics, and kind of the most sort of Cannibal Corpse-y kind of song. So we were like, I think his vocals would probably go the best on this track.
So following the tours that you do have lined up, you're also supporting Amon Amarth for a date in the US.
Yes.
Do you feel like the crossover between, I guess, more the lyrical content makes you have to change up the set list a little bit?
No. Uh, I don't even know what you mean, honestly. We're just good. We show up and we play our songs, and if somebody gets mad, then they can fucking kiss my black ass. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's just some people do think about it as like, oh, I need to cater what songs I play to this crowd or this crowd.
Oh
That's
no,
all I mean by it.
we're gonna show our whole ass. We're just gonna fucking what you see is what you get with us. We don't cater to like the only I guess the only catering, sometimes like if you're playing like we're playing a show and there's like more like punk bands, I guess, or more hardcore bands. It's like, yeah, maybe we play more of our faster songs because the kids will probably like, or maybe more of our like moshy or breakdowny songs for those kids because they'll like that. Um, but yeah, for the most part, it's like we just kind of like play.
So, what's the plan following these tours?
Just more tours. Like we've got another tour in the fall that we haven't announced, but that's going to be an absolute banger. And then we have another European tour in the winter of the next year. So, we've pretty much got a lot of, we got stuff. And then we also have festivals that we have, haven't announced yet as well that we're playing later in the fall and whatnot. So, between we summer and next spring, it's like we got a lot of stuff coming up. So we're just gonna probably just keep it up and just do stuff as often as we can, and then come home and kind of relax, and then hit the next thing.
Just constantly going, constantly on the road, and don't let up.
Yeah, sort of. We pick and choose our spots pretty well. We don't like to do like back to back like long tours. Like we'll do a long tour in one time, and then we'll take like pretty much at least the same amount of time off, just kind of like recoup. Maybe like work part time somewhere, a little bit, stuff like that. So yeah, in between there, we always make sure that we have at least a little bit of time that we can like, go back and work our regular jobs and kind of take care of business at home before we, go back out.
What kind of things do you do while on tour to unwind after a show? Unwind, I mean, even before a show.
Uh, Smoke pot. Um, Me, Reese, and AJ smoke a lot of weed on tour. Other than that, just chill. Like, some of them they'll bring their Nintendo Switch. So I'll see them playing video games and stuff like that. And other than that, I listen to music, podcasts. I watch a lot of TV, I feel like, when I'm in the van. Like I'll watch, whatever show, HBO show or whatever's going on. And then like just sports, like if there's a sporting event going on, I try to pull that up on some stream and watch that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then eat. That's definitely a must after the gig. You gotta find some dinner.
What's your go-to post-gig meal?
Ooh, it depends on what part of the country you're at, honestly, because a lot of places it's not like the South, like down here. It's like there's plenty of shit open like late, open 24 hours, or at least open past 1, 2 a.m. If you go up north or West Coast, it's like shit closes. So it's like if we're on the West Coast, it's like usually it's like in and out because it's one thing that's like open. If you can hit a Del Taco, if there's one of those open, you go for that too. Um, then other than that, just whatever's open, basically. Like if we're in the southeast, like cookout, like that's definitely the main thing is like cookout. Um, and then, but yeah. Oh, in New York, we always make sure we get like a good slice after, just like one of those like dollar 150 slices on the street. We always hit one of those after the gig if we can.
Have you managed to make it over to Europe yet?
Yeah, we went in this winter with Revocation, Goat Whore, and Alluvial. And it was absolutely awesome. It was such a sick experience. All the bands and all their crew were, amazing and absolutely hilarious dudes, and some of the most fun people to be in a brand new continent with for the first time. They were fun, but they were also like knowledgeable, like because a lot of them had been there before, so they kind of pointed us to the cool stuff to do and see, and the cool places to eat and whatnot. And the shows are great, and the hospitality is unmatched in Europe. Like some of the spreads and the food that we got was like crazy. So yeah, it was sick. Like I had a great time over there.
Because I'm originally Toronto based, but right now I'm in the north of Scotland. And
Nice.
I know for a fact that over here, things close early.
Oh, dude, that was another. It was like we were lucky because like a lot of the places we played were like major cities, so a lot of things they open a little bit later. But the only I noticed that too. It's like everything closes, like, and the only things that are open, it's always kebab. It's that's you.
Yeah.
So if it was after the show, we would basically be like, all right, which kebab spot within walking distance is going to be open? And it was, there was literally always at least one pretty much everywhere. Or we would go to McDonald's. We actually had a fun game of going to each country's McDonald's and comparing and contrasting the fast food from each country in Europe as well as to in the United States. So yeah, that was a fun thing. And for me as a vegetarian, it was sick because there's like vegetarian options at each fast food restaurant over in Europe. So I was even able to participate, have some stuff, and it was pretty cool.
I feel the pain because I'm a vegan, so
Yeah,
so
but
yeah.
yeah, that some of those McVegan burgers be hitting.
Oh yeah. So when it comes to touring, what would be your dream band to hit the road with?
Ooh. Dream band that we haven't already done.
I mean, if you want to go on tour with the same band, go for it.
I mean, I would tour with Carcass on every single like foot of this earth. Honestly, I love that band and I love those people. I want to do a tour with Obituary. I want to do a tour with Cannibal Corpse. Um, those are two big ones. There's a death metal band from Norway called Blood Red Throne. I would love to do some dates with them. I think that personally, I just think that band like rocks. So. I think that'd be sick. And then like I want to tour with all of the homies, like sort of the newer wave of like death metal bands. We've done like tours with some of them in the past for sure. But like we're trying to do it with at least all of them. I think it would be cool, especially now at this point. A lot of us are starting to get a little bit more shine. And I think the shows would probably be better than like the first time around. Like we've done like 3 tours with Fuming Mouth now, and it was back when pretty much like we were still not as many people knew about us, each of us. So the shows were still sick, but they're a little bit smaller. I would like to do something like that again with them. So yeah, so like that kind of vibe.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have definitely blown up quite a lot. Even to the point where well, I mean, this album specifically has, was it 10 variants that you're able to get on vinyl?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Lincoln. I let all of them deal with all that shit. I saw that and I was like, damn, like all right, cool. But yeah, it's like got a lot of that going on. From they're different variants from different places, different exclusives. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, one's already sold out from what I know.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, that's impressive considering you guys kind of crept up out of nowhere and are all of a sudden everywhere, which is amazing.
Yeah, yeah. From our perspective, it's like we were just like hardcore kids. So the first 3 years of our band existing, we just only played hardcore shows, and that was it. So, uh, yeah, we didn't expect to ever play outside of Texas really when until about 2018, 2017, 2018, we got more offers from playing out of town, and then after a couple of tours we kind of got the email from E1 slash Monarch, but what they're known by now, interested in us. So it was always like not really, I don't know, planned. It's like it's always just for fun, I guess. So yeah, like go. That's probably So, and also like our name is not exactly search engine optimized, so that makes it a little of a uphill battle too. So, um, but yeah, we always just took it in stride. Like we're just it's always a surprise, but you know we get some cool opportunities, and just if you don't have anything going on. It's just like if you have the ability to like take some cool opportunities to see some good cool shit and travel and whatnot, if you're like I guess able-bodied and blessed and have the support system you need to like do something like that, I say you go for it. Like life is not, it's short, and you should take as many opportunities to make yourself happy and see cool shit and do cool shit as possible. Like I always love travel. I think it's because my parents are military parents, so um, I moved around a lot as a kid, and so I was always interested in meeting new people and cultures and trying new foods and stuff like that. So that's kind of like one of my favorite parts about this whole thing as well, is just being able to travel and see the country and the world in North America and Canada too, and hopefully other places of the world too. Southeast Asia, Mexico, South America, stuff like that, Australia, one day. So yeah, kind of like what we're about, at least what I'm about personally.
So obviously, you mentioned starting off as hardcore kids. There is one other thing that Creeping Death was kind of unknown for a little bit was the whole RuneScape thing.
Yeah, that literally, if you ask like Reese about that, they'll like, dude, that was like the worst fucking mistake like I've ever made. Like, I was literally just stumped one day and like was like, oh, I mean, they still play a little bit, like not nearly as much as they used to, but like, I mean, the way they play it, it's like a legit like money source. Like they like use that, they'll sell some stuff on their account for like actual, real live money. So they were playing it real hard for a while, and it was just like, yeah, it was just like on my mind because like I was playing it a lot. And so like, you know, I just took a story, like I just basically wrote a story about like something you would do in RuneScape. Like it's not it's funny because Reese is like, it's not even like pertinent to like RuneScape. You could do this in like any video game. It's just like it's just a raid. Like you could do a raid in any sort style of like RPG video game. It doesn't have to be RuneScape, but just because I in one interview mentioned RuneScape as the catalyst of where this idea came from, now it's like a RuneScape inspired like band, and it's been following us ever since. And Reese actually did another interview with like Decibel, like the video, like some video games, like sort of specific interview. And Reese was like, "This game is dog shit. I fucking hate it. I don't want anything to do with it. You shouldn't play it. Yeah, all this stuff. Like I haven't written anything about that ever since. So, like I never will. So it's not anything to do with RuneScape. I wish I never would have said what that was about. Like it was just like that kind of thing. So it was kind of funny. I'm glad Reese was able to like get that out because they've been saying that for like years.
Well, last but not least, Trey, do you have anything you would like to say to your fans listening in?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate all of y'all for, supporting and, checking us out and just, just being good people and being good fans. So yeah, I really appreciate it. If you're new to us, new to the band, check us out, Creeping Death, TX on all socials, Twitter, Instagram, and you could search Creeping Death on Facebook. And I'm pretty sure we're the first thing that comes up now, which is pretty sick. And then, yeah, if you don't have social media, you can keep up with us at creepingdeath.net. We have a website, and it's got links to tickets for tour dates, merch, pre-orders, and stuff like that. General information.
Wicked. Yeah, Creeping Death's new album, Boundless Domain, comes out June 16th. Should definitely check it out. There, as Trey said, check out the website because they have essentially 2 tours through the US coming up and a date with them on Mars. So plenty of chance to be able to see the band live.